Morning, everyone. All right. Hello, and welcome to Loven Stamp Studio. My name is Meg, and you are watching Maker Mornings with Meg. And today's card is actually a follow-up from a question that I asked last week. And you probably won't be surprised at the answer to the question, but you might be surprised that like literally hundreds of people took a second to respond to the question, which was kind of shocking. But thanks everybody for your enthusiasm. So last week I did a bunch of fun fold cards. Actually, I think I've been doing almost all fun fold cards lately, and I'm just on a kick. But I asked people like, so what do you prefer? Do you prefer the fun fold cards where things are like, you know, do you like all fun fold cards, I guess, was the first question. Or do you prefer fun fold cards where it only looks complicated, but actually it's really easy to put together? And not surprisingly, so not a shock, everyone, for the most part, said that they really liked the ones that look complicated, but are actually pretty simple to put together. But like I said, I was pretty surprised at how many people took a minute to just like chime in with their response. So clearly it's a topic we feel passionately about. And so I have another project to share with you today. And this one actually comes with a choice. And if I get a second here, I'm going to have to pop in and like write the poll. I didn't start it before, but I have a poll question for you today too. Hey, Trish. So the project we're going to use features Labeled with Love, which is a new stamp set, and this one comes with choices. So in the book, hey Anne, they actually have two different ways to get this little fun punch piece cut out here. So there is a punch, which I guess, spoiler alert, this is the one I chose, but there also is a die choice, a die cut choice. And so I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think. So watch for a minute. I'll get that poll posted and you can chime in. But I'm going to show you a really great card that has a fun diagonal fun fold layout. And Tanya, I'm glad you're here because Tanya actually sent me the card that inspired this video. So it's really fun and really pretty simple fun fold, but it makes kind of a difference. It's just like, oh, it's a surprise when you open it. So there are a couple little tricks with cutting for it. So really little, not difficult. So this definitely falls in the easy category. But you're still going to want to hear them. And I have an extra trick because we're going to put a belly band on this card. And so I have an extra trick for you with a belly band that you're going to want to keep in mind. It solves some of the problems that sometimes belly band cards have. So, all right, with that, let's go ahead and switch our card over. Switch our video over, and we'll kind of get started. So, hey Sue, hey Terry. Terry made it, yay, hi Joan. Okay, so like I said, very simple cutting and scoring for this card. So I'm gonna grab my paper trimmer, and we're gonna go with just a full sheet of cardstock, and I'm gonna score a big plus sign on it. So scoring here in half at 4 1/4, and scoring here again at 5 1/2. And I love the rulers on this trimmer. They're easy to see. Okay, so now we have just a plus sign. And the thing that's a little tricky is the diagonal. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut from corner to corner on this card. Now, it's a little bit too, the cardstock is a little bit too big to fit into the whole track. So what you're gonna see is that it doesn't quite sit down in this space here, but that's okay. So you want to hold it in place and get it as close as possible. There we go. And you're just going to go ahead and cut all of the part that you can reach. So let me see. I guess I'm going to slide this. And you're going to cut right through the center of those score lines that you made. And a great thing, this trimmer will fit an 8 1/2 by 11 piece of cardstock on a diagonal. Hey, Ali. Welcome. Hello in England. So this will fit a cardstock on the diagonal, which actually a lot of trimmers, 12-inch trimmers won't even fit them in there. So this is kind of a cool feature. And what you're going to have is you're going to have this cardstock cut from here to here without those last little bits, okay? So I'm going to put my trimmer away and grab a pair of paper snips, and I'm just going to finish up this cut. So right there, usually there's a nice little cut line showing, so it's easy to see where you're cutting, and then you can just finish that up. So now we have 2 card bases for this fan card that we're gonna make. And all you have to do is start by folding them directionally like this, okay? So we have our card base for our diagonal card. So don't put your trimmer away too far. Did you hear me throw it away in my drawer here? Don't put your trimmer away quite yet because you're going to need it to cut your designer series paper. And this is the absolutely beautiful Thoughtful Journey paper. Let me grab one of these. Thoughtful Journey is the scenic paper that kind of is the latest, I don't know, it's the latest like flying off the shelves paper, I guess. So here is a set. I'm pulling this from my second round of my designer series paper share, which actually still has some signups. So link in the video description if you wanted to get that. But these papers are beautiful. They're sort of a watercolor print and include these gorgeous saturated colors and really fun designs and these scenic prints like the one we're using today, as well as some watercolor and some sort of more narrow scenic prints. I'm going to show you a couple examples of the card we're going to make today in case this is something that you would like to do with your paper. And I just saw that this paper is back in the shop, so don't wait. It's on low inventory, so you don't want to miss it. And basically what you're going to do is just take one of those 6x6 pieces and go ahead and cut it down to 4 inches by 5 1/4. And so what I'm going to do now is take this and using my piece here as the sample, and it's really kind of important to wait and cut your designer series paper after you cut your cardstock, because depending on which direction diagonal you cut your cardstock, you're going to end up with a different flip. So just want this to match. So I'm going to kind of line this up and go, okay, I'm cutting from this corner to this corner. Just pinch it there. It's sad if you cut it the wrong direction. Although I will say I do have a card that I'm going to show you, I think next week maybe, where you can cut the diagonal on either direction. It doesn't really matter. So that solution is coming too. Gosh, wait, is that another fun fold? Yeah, I guess it is. Like I said, I can't get enough of them these days, and apparently you all can't either. So, okay. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and pop these down on here. And you guys know multi-purpose liquid glue is my friend. Be careful about going too close to the corners because you really don't want that glue to sploosh out onto the edges. And even though I usually have like a border around our cards, this one's going to go right up to the very edge of our diagonal. Okay, so right up, see here, like this. So there's no overlap or no border there. Let's see, I'll go crazy and put the glue on this side this time. And we're just gonna rebuild our scene so that it looks like it is a whole scene there, okay? So really pretty with this Thoughtful Journeys paper. All right, so now we're going to bring in some stamps, and I'm going to pull in some colors, which not surprisingly come directly from our designer series paper. There are a ton of great colors inside the Thoughtful Journeys designer paper. So that's actually like all of those colors here are featured in the coordinating cardstock that comes with the ready to stamp card bases that come with my paper share. So you get a fun assortment of colors to go along with your paper, which makes it so much easier to just use. And I really, really am going to cut that off very soon. So make sure you guys sign up for that today if you can, so that I can get the rest of everything ordered for that. Okay, so we have 2 pieces of paper here. I have one here that we're gonna do our stamping and punching on, and one here that's gonna go on the inside of our card. And also to match the inside of our card, I have a piece of this paper. I think it was cut from the same, maybe it was not cut from the same paper, I don't remember. But I have a 4-inch piece of this, which, oh yeah, it matches up there. And so this is gonna go on the inside of our card here because we always like to have some decoration inside our card. And to go along with that, we're gonna add some stamping. So I'm gonna grab an item navy here first. We're gonna do some butterflies. And for this particular stamp set for Labeled with Love, I kind of like to have the the outline for the butterfly done first. And so we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna stamp one on here, and then I'm gonna stamp, we'll go a couple on here. There we go. I think I missed part of his wing. And then of course, you know, you want to stamp your envelopes, as we really like to have our stamped envelopes. And this one's such an easy add to add onto our envelope. Okay, get this out of the way. And now I'm gonna go back with my butterfly fill-in. So Labeled with Love has some great images. They're kind of all-purpose-ish things. And let's have a little scrap paper here. Oops, did I knock my camera? Sorry about that. A lot of kind of all-purpose butterflies, presents, flowers, candles, things like that. And but the coolest feature of it is that it has the super fab label that's going to match the punch or the dies. So I'm going to go back. I'm stamping off on my scrap paper and then stamping on my project so that we have these nice light butterflies. And for this particular image, I find it so much easier to line up if you stamp the outline first and then go back and add the inner color. So yay, thanks Kathy. Thanks Corinne, I appreciate the share. And so we're gonna have our butterfly here, and now I'm going to go ahead and add our frame. And this one I'm gonna do to match our belly band. So I'm pulling out Petunia Pop, which is one of our new in colors. And I'm gonna go ahead and stamp this here. Now when you're stamping on things you're gonna punch out, remember to think about like which direction your punch has to go in to reach that. Or if you have the dies for this instead, then you're not limited to that. So actually here, I'm gonna type this poll question really fast. Which do you prefer? The coordinating, I know it's fascinating to watch someone type, or the coordinating punch. So sorry guys, Labeled with Love dies. Okay, let me activate this poll. There we go. Wait, where did it go? There it is. Okay, activate poll. All right, back to paying attention here. Sorry. So, Margaret said in the punch. So if you're watching the Facebook Live, you're going to see a pop-up there with a choice to pick the punch or the dies. And yeah, it totally varies depending on the case. I'm going to go ahead and stamp our leaves here. I'm going to stamp them off, and then we're going to actually have a vertical piece here. So I'm going to stamp this in the background. So there we have our pretty Petunia Pop background. And then to go over the top of that, I'm going to use our Night of Navy again, which matches our card base. And we're going to say, enjoy today. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do You Are Loved, because why not, right? It's cute, and it fits great in our little area here. And do you guys just put stamps on the back of your blocks sometimes? You've got one stamp on the top, and then you just stick a stamp on the back because you don't feel like finding another block? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. All right, so there we have our You Are Loved greeting. And we're going to get this out of the way so we don't accidentally ink ourselves or parts of our card. We're going to go ahead and pop this here into our punch and line it up. So what I was saying earlier is you want to think about where your punch reach is so that you can always reach in to easily punch your elements. So, all right, and then we're going to do a quick fussy cut. So for the butterfly, and you could, of course, you could skip this part, but I really like having this extra little element, and it's such a pretty match for the Thoughtful Journeys paper. So cut this pretty close here. All right. All right, so there we have that, and we have the inside of our card. We're gonna go ahead and stick down this paper here that's gonna go down here at the bottom. And let's pop this in our card, and then we're gonna talk about the belly band, and I'm gonna solve some of those pesky belly band problems for you. So I don't know about you guys, but when I make a project and then I realize that I've made the belly band so tight that you can't get it off, then I feel kind of bad for sending it to the person because that's just not really fair, is it? And so I'm going to go ahead and show you a real trick for this. If you don't know what a belly band is basically the thing that's going to wrap around your card. Sometimes it has a little embellishment. It holds it shut and it adds an extra little decoration. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off. This is just about a 1-inch strip, maybe a little bit smaller. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to start. I'm going to make it pretty straight on here so that I get a straight fold to start. And I'm just going to tuck it around the back. Okay. Now, the next thing to do would be to tuck this part around to the back and make it match. But what that's going to do is it's going to make this so snug that it's hard to get off. And let's face it, people want to open your card and they want to close it again and look at how pretty it is all together. So it's going to make it hard for them to get the band back on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, right here at the side, this is an exaggeration, I'm going to push it out like that. Okay, not that far though, just a teeny smidge, like honestly a 1/16 of an inch practically. Okay, and then with that pinched in place, I'm going to go ahead and fold this around to the back. Okay, so that is our big cheat there. And then here, I'm going to go ahead and trim this and give myself, you know, an inch or half an inch or so. And then I can go ahead and glue this here. Be careful your glue doesn't pop out the edges because you do not want to seal your card shut. We don't like to send booby-trapped cards to people. All right, let's see. How are we doing with our, oh, you guys are, yes, 75%. So kind of the big fan there is the punch. Although I'm really curious. So some people did pick the dies. And what's your, I don't know, leave a comment, actually, clarify for us. Why would you pick one over the other? I know why I would pick one over the other, and I have a case for both. But I'm super curious to see what you guys think. So, all right, our next thing I'm going to do here is to grab these deckled circles. And the deckled circles are wonderful because they are very graded. You get lots and lots of choices with them. And so I'm going to grab one here. Let's see. Nope, that one's too big. So this one's just a little too heavy, too big for our card. This one is going to be just about the right size here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this next one. And I realized I forgot to put these in the video description. So sorry about that. If you're looking for them, these are called the deckled circle dies, and they come as a big nested set like this. And we're going to go ahead and pop a circle on the back here, which I realize I haven't cut yet. So let me grab some cardstock. I'm going to grab boho blue. I'll grab some boho blue here because it matches the other stuff we're doing. And I'm going to switch my camera just to say hi to you guys again. Hello again. And this is what I just pulled real quick out of my cardstock storage. A lot of times people ask, how do you store your scraps? So these are my boho blue scraps. They're just in a page protector. And then I have a magazine file, and these sit in the magazine file with a package of cardstock next to them so that they're always handy when I'm ready for them. So I'm going to grab one that's about the right size for our die and pop this here on my die cut machine. Oh, okay, I saw some answers to the question, but I can't read from this far. Punch is quick. All right, here's our die. Now this piece here, I don't like having, okay, I don't know about you guys, I don't like having these random like whole pieces like this. They get caught up in my scrap bin. So usually what I do is I just trim off the extra, and this strip right here, I'll put back in my scrap bin, but the other part won't make it. So I don't know. I don't like things get caught on each other. So here's our decal. Let's see, the punch is so quick, Margaret says, but she likes the dies too because they store flat. Yes, dies store flat. Yeah, everybody's saying that. The dies store flat. It is kind of tricky, right? We all kind of prefer things that easily store. But man, the punch is so quick, especially if I'm making multiples. Although, if you look, you actually get 3 of the die set at one time. So probably it ends up being like whatever your premium is. If your premium is space or your premium is speed, then you're gonna have a different feeling about which way this goes. So, all right, so we're gonna layer our pieces here, and I'm gonna show you which ones go on top, which ones go under. And so I'm gonna stick the whole thing pretty much together with Stampin' Dimensionals, because why not? And so let's go ahead and I'm gonna pop this one up a little bit higher. And then we're gonna take our You Are Loved, and it's gonna fit here off to the side. So let's go ahead and pop this here. maybe I'll, instead of putting another dimensional, I'll put just a little bit of glue on there to hold it in one more spot. I'm gonna pop sort of this up here so it's not quite so low. And then we're gonna take our butterfly here and add a dimensional and pop this one on here like that. Okay, all right. But then I think we need a little bit more. We need some extra fanciness here, and that is going to come from our butterflies. Where are they? Here they are. Oh, goodness. Okay, so the brushed brass butterflies, and then I'm going to show you a couple more samples of this card too. Now, the brushed brass butterflies, which you should say 6 times fast probably, they are attached to adhesive elements, but they don't always want to come off the plastic cleanly. So these are a good one to make sure you push down hard and then pull off or move to the side, because they have a glue dot that sometimes separates from the element. So if you push them down harder, then you know they're really well attached. And I've just added a couple here to our card. Let's see. Tanya said she likes the punches because they're faster and she doesn't have to get a machine out. Yes, you get out your die cut machine for a quick label. And Margaret says most people get both. So yes, so Margaret actually had a really smart thing she pointed out about the windows on these. Let me see if I can find this card for you. And let's see, if you guys are looking for stuff in the book, make sure you're looking in the back too here, because that is sometimes the easiest way to find things. So page 58. So Margaret pointed out that the window cards are something that you have different access to when you're using the dies. So this card right here has these 3 lined up windows in it, and you actually couldn't make that with a punch because you can't reach this center window spot with the punch. You have to put your die there. So that gives you sort of an excuse, I guess. Margaret says you can get both. It's fine. Anyway, okay, so then we have our finished butterfly card here and our belly band that's easy to slide off and open. And then we have our fun shape like that. Hint, it's a little easier to slide the belly band on from the top because the card isn't trying to open on you there. And so now we have our, oops. Okay, apparently you do have to be careful to make sure you get all the layers on the front. Maybe it's easier to put on from the bottom. No, there we go. All right, so now we have our band there set. All right, so there is one version of our card. And then, like I said, their colors in Thoughtful Journey are really a lot of fun, and there are a lot of good choices. So here is another one here. This is done with Calypso Coral and Boho Blue as the background. And then this is Peach Pie, that new Peach Pie color, which is the new in color. And then I have another one here, which is done with Boho Blue in the background. And this one has a Mossy Meadow deckled circle and also our Petunia belly band. And one more, just because I couldn't help myself. Honestly, you won't be able to help yourself either. The Thoughtful Journey paper is so much fun. And so having a lot of it to play with and some just some really pretty coordinating cardstock is a lot of fun. So here is one with Peach Pie, Calypso Coral, and Coastal Cabana. I have this mental block. Yeah, Coastal Cabana here as our band. So lots of good choices there also. All right. Yay. Oh, I'm glad you guys like this one. Oh, people are happy with the coral one. And you can see those little butterflies popping out on each of these. Those brass butterflies are a really fun accent. There are also some little bird brass adhesive elements. I think that they're not in stock right now, but you can watch for those to come back when they come back. Oh, Allie says she'll get both the dies and the punch too. Yeah, I mean, why not, right? And as long as you're going to get all those pieces, you might think about adding them to the Demonstrator Starter Kit and getting a discount on them. So with an awesome in-color special. So the link for that is also in the video description if you want to check that out. All right, so with that, I hope that you guys are excited that you had a good weekend and that you're looking forward to making some cards this week. So happy Tuesday. Thank you to everyone's well wishes for our road trip. My daughter and I drove from Illinois to Colorado, and she dropped me off at the airport, and then she went back or the rest of the way to New Mexico for her summer job. So I'm really excited for her and all of her fun adventures. And I'm sure you'll get little snippets of that here and there over the summer. But then I got to fly home and I'll go back and meet her at the end of the summer again. So all of the things. So with that, if you have any questions, let me know. Oh, yay. Tanya said she made some cards yesterday. Yeah, I hope everybody had a good long weekend. That's for sure. So I will be back on Thursday with another Maker Mornings with Meg. And as always, I appreciate you guys taking some time to hang out with me and enjoy some card making and some tips. And I wish you the best with your fun folds because clearly those are a big hit with folks. So anyway, happy stamping everybody, and I will see you on Thursday. Bye-bye.